Good evening. How's everybody doing on this wet and rainy Monday? I don't know about where it is where you are, but around here in Hampton Roads, it's been one of those wet days, but we asking everybody, can you stand the rain? We can because we are right here for week 10. No matter what the weather is, no matter what the conditions are outside, our heart is right here with you guys. And we are here. What is he saying about me? He is saying something about
Help her
me.
out. Help her out.
I'm good. Y'all like that. I know y'all like that. So, but we are here to bring this literacy, this culture, this community, this love. If you guys see right now, you know that familiar face in the middle, that one that we are always glad to see, that is Mr. Rodney Jordan. And to the right of us, there's another lovely face that if you've been tuning in regularly, then you should be familiar with her by now. But this is one of our Virtual Village 2020 influencers, and her name is Ayana. And you guys are going to start seeing quite a bit of the influencers up here with us throughout the week. And then you know that on Wednesday, they have their team takeover time. So you will not see Mr. Jordan and me, and it will all be about the perspective of the youth. So I'm going to go ladies first, and then we'll go right to Mr. Jordan. But to the right, Miss Ayana, tell us a little bit about yourself. Take yourself off mute. Tell us about your lovely self.
Okay, so I'm 16. I attend Booker T. Washington High School, and I'm also a student at the Governor's School for the Arts, their theater program, and I enjoy playing piano and tennis.
Wow.
And that's Booker T. Washington High School in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yes, in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yes. So these young people that we have as our Virtual Village 2020 influencers, who are basically interns now for the through Clever Communities in Action during the COVID-19 crisis. Like, this is an exceptional group of children, and they're also very modest. I have some running jokes with people on my team and friends and Mr. Jordan and I, and they are quick to not tell us all about their credentials, and then later we find out all these great things about them. So like I said before, I'm just waiting for one of these children to tell me that they've built a rocket ship and that they've actually orbited around the moon. And, because then they tell you this, and it's just like, oh, yeah, I forgot, But they are an exceptional group, and you definitely want to check them out on Wednesday. We'll be talking about this a little more, but I mean, you want to be here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, but Wednesday is a whole experience for you, okay? Now, in the middle here, we have the man who never stops. Keep on moving, don't stop, like the hands of time. He is always doing the wonderful things for the community, for the youth. Right now is a very important time for him, and he is so dedicated to you all, to this Virtual Village 2020, to literacy, to community, to culture, to youth, that he is right here, right now. What's going on with you, Mr. Jordan?
First of all, I see that that Friday off has done you well.
I needed it.
I mean, you have brought the energy tonight, so thank you so much. It is so good to have you back. No, I just, like I said, we're in week 10 of what we started off calling our Let's Get Clever virtual read-in, that is now the Virtual Village 2020. You already have introduced one of our wonderful influencers, and there's always something new. We have great partnerships that are going on with Blazing Hot 91. We are doing things with intercom stations, and it helped been promoting and supporting, and really Clever Community in Action has been a sponsor of efforts to make sure that high school in particular, but also college students of the class of 2020 are being recognized through a program that individuals can go on the intercom website, such as 95.7 website, and can upload a picture and background on their seniors. So it's been a lot going on these past 10 weeks, a lot more coming, always new partnerships, always new endeavors. And like you, I just look forward to Team Takeover Night on Wednesday to see what type of creativity we have coming up this Wednesday.
Ooh, I'm telling you, it's a whole treat. It's a whole treat. It's the place you want to be. It's the thing that you need. If you don't know, you're about to find out. It's the thing that everybody needs that they may not have known. But if you are interested in what's going on right now, if you're excited about what's to come for the rest of the night, give us a share. If you like what you've been hearing so far, if you're ready for what's coming up next, click that share button so that more people can know about this, so that our literacy gang can grow, so that more people can be a part of this family. Because we started out, as Rodney said, based around making sure that learning and literacy continues while the schools are out. But we have grown into a family. We have grown into a unit here where we support each other, where we come here regularly to see each other, to tune in and support each other's endeavors. We have, let's see who's in the comment section right now. We have Shania, our precious Shania, one of our youth readers who is only 10 years young. And we kind of don't believe her. We really want to see that birth certificate because she really, reads and presents like she says she's 10, but we're like, I think you're 30, because she just has it together so much now. So we love having Shania here. Hope you're doing well, sweetie. We got Crystal here. That is Chancellor's mom. We have, let's see, we got Bridget here, who is the historian kids, Mimi. Who else do we have? We have Rosa here. Yes, everybody is here. We are so glad to see you all. Please tell the little ones, those of you with little ones, that is historian kid and chancellor, tell them we said hello. So we have, the village grows. We are based in the Hampton Roads area, but we have villagers in Flint. We've had villagers in Georgia. We've had villagers in quite a few other states. So the village is expansive, right? So tonight we have a villager in another area as well. And our Virtual Village 2020 influencer is going to, Mr. Jordan has something to say.
I have a question for you. You gonna rock the theme song?
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, see, I'm so hyped. I forgot. So that's why I've been away. I'm all answering everything. And, that's why we got to have partners, because this type of thing right here needs to happen.
Look, mommy, community in action. But oh my, let us sound that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. But oh my, let us sound that. Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Look, granny, and let us sound that. Look, granny, and let us sound that. Look, granny, and let us sound that. Learning, exploring my history, you see. Look, mommy, and let us sound that. We confident, we practice and develop fluency. Look, daddy, and let us sound that. Families, they bond and they representing me. Look, granny, and let us sound that. Look, I'm here, let us sound that. Nice, I see, let us sound that.
So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while we represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down where they have to sit. So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down, yeah, they have a sit.
Look, mommy, community in action. Well, oh my, let us sound that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. Well, oh my, let us sound that. Creative, affirming, culture for me too. Look, granny, let us sound that.
Now,
Sound of that. I love the sound of that.
Yes.
Thank you for the reminder, because we gotta hear the sound of that. We gotta hear the sound of that forever. Yes. What did you say, Ayana?
That song has been stuck in my head for the longest time.
It's a beautiful thing to be stuck in your head, isn't it?
Yes.
So it is now. I was telling our influencers earlier today that I made it my ringtone like late last night. So it scared me a couple of times because I was like, where's the song coming from? Why is the song? But it's my ringtone now. So that's how special it is to me. That song is fire. Okay. So let's see, we got Zuri who said they like the music. Thank you. It was written by two of our villagers, that is Portia and her daughter Peyton. They actually wrote that song for us, that means all of us, our virtual village. We have historian kid watching right now. That is super, super awesome. Hi there, Carter. I hope that Chance is watching as well. And then we have the author, the writer herself of that song is there, Portia. Portia is here. She says she loves the sound of that. We definitely love the sound of it, sis, and we appreciate you again. It's a family affair up in here. It's enough love to go around. Okay, this literacy gang, again, it is about literacy and culture, but it's also about love and us stepping up and being there and supporting each other during this time. Now, this lovely young lady on the right with this beautiful hair. Goodness, look at that. Yes. Look at that beautiful 4B, 4C, lovely hair going on right there. She is getting ready to introduce our reader, our first reader of the night. So we are going to tell us who we have coming up.
Okay, so our first reader for tonight is a previous high school reading teacher. She also enjoys writing poetry. She's from Florida. And so next we will have our beautiful wife and mother, Miss Regina Walden.
All right. Welcome.
Wonderful. That was a wonderful introduction. Great job there, Ayana. That was wonderful. And now we have the lovely Miss Regina up here with her beautiful daughter. How are you doing this evening, ladies?
We are doing well. Thank you so much for having us.
You are very welcome. We are so glad to have you guys hailing all the way from Florida. Yes, we are glad to have you sunshiny people here. Is the sun shining down there?
It is. It is.
Okay, it's a little gloomy here. I might, like I said, I may run down all the rain songs before we go. So I'm the music lady, the old school music lady. I speak in music and all of that. So y'all will get used to that with me. But how are y'all doing? Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Tell us how you found out about us and what you have, a little bit about yourselves, and then what you're getting ready to read for us.
Okay, we are doing well. Thank you again. I found out about you all from my sister, who is in the Navy in Norfolk, Virginia. And she told me about this website. She told me you've got to tune in with my son, Chase, who's 16. And she said, you guys have got to watch it. There's some teenagers on here, and they're doing some really great things. And so we watched it, and I was just totally blown away. And I said, this is definitely something that I want to continue to be a part of.
Oh, that's excellent. We love that. And many thanks to your sister. What's your sister's name?
Rebecca Young.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got to get her up here too. Look, you called her out. Now we want.
You hear that, Rebecca?
You hear that, Rebecca? We want you up here as well. But we thank you for the referral because your sister is awesome. So tell us.
Well, Starr, just forgive me for one moment. I was just going to say one thing is clear is that Miss Regina has a fan club because they are in here showing her all kinds of love and hello and hey and welcome. So whatever it is she's doing, she's got a fan club that follows her. That's for sure.
That's wonderful.
Wonderful friends and family who support me. Yes.
That is great. That is a beautiful thing to have. Welcome to all the friends and family of Regina. We are so glad to have you here tuning in and so glad to see you supporting her. You guys are awesome. Welcome to this Virtual Village 2020 family. So tell us about the beautiful princess who you have seated beside you.
Well, this is my daughter, Camila. She has been very excited and looking forward to sitting here next to me to tune in this evening. She is just finishing kindergarten and headed to first grade, and to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hey, Camila, we are so glad to have you. Looking beautiful. We are so glad that you are here with your mommy. This is a wonderful space for you, okay? We want you to be comfortable showing your face, and if you want to help read, or if you're just gonna tune in and sit with mommy, however you want to do it, this is a welcoming space for you, okay? So you feel comfortable. Everybody in these comment sections, we are so happy to have you here, okay?
Okay.
So say this. Can you repeat after me? Say, I am welcomed.
I am welcomed
In this space.
in this space.
Yes, 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 yes. We are so happy that you are here. So now tell us, Regina, about the book that you are going to read for us tonight.
Okay, so this book is my very first published book. It did not start out as a book. It started out as a lesson for my second graders. We were learning about tone, and I was explaining how you can tell how the author feels about something by the words that he uses. And some of them were understood, some of them didn't. And so I started to write a few lines. And I said, can you tell how the author feels about this? And they're like, yeah. And I said, okay. And we put that to the side and we moved on for the rest of the day. The next day, the students came in and they asked me, Miss Pena, can you read a little bit more about that clown? And I said, what clown? They said, the one you read yesterday. And so it was at that time that I knew, okay, I've got to do something a little bit more with this. And so each night that week, I went home and I wrote a little bit more, and then it turned into a book.
What a lovely story. And when was that?
This is about 5 years ago when I was teaching second grade.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. I like that story. I like the way that transpired. That is awesome. And let me give a reminder to all these people tuning in, showing you love. Make sure that you click that share button so that other people can see this, so that more people can see your friend, your family member, and what she's providing to the community tonight. So share, 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 so that more people can experience this wonderful book that she's about to read. My level of anticipation is so high right now because I've seen all these comments that say it's the best book. I recommend it. So we want to know about it. So with that said, we are going to step away and we are going to let you do your thing. Okay. Are you ready?
I am.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're stepping away and we can't wait to.
All right. So the name of the book is The Clever Clown. He had big yellow teeth and thin, balding hair. His eyes were beady with an unusual stare. His belly was round. His clothes didn't match. Red stripes, blue circles with a bright orange patch. A white painted face with red rosy cheeks. A ridiculous green hat with enormous feet. He smiled at me. I stared back with a frown. Red hair and a red nose? Who invited this clown? With purple gloved hands, he reached in his tote. He pulled out 3 balloons and made a little brown boat. He thought he was clever, so I made a request. Can you make a bird sitting in a nest? He squinted his eyes and gritted his teeth. I've never attempted, but wait, let me see. He reached for balloons, brown, yellow, and white. I caught him off guard, and that was such a delight. As Mr. Clown worked, I sat back with a grin. He had accepted a challenge that he could not win. He twisted and tied and looped the balloons, then looked up at me and said, I'll be done soon. He twisted and tied and looped some more. He was starting to sweat as I started to bore. Twist after twist, loop after loop, the balloons resembled a ball with a hoop. He looked up again and asked for a minute. My peculiar request, he was determined to win it. I glanced away for a minute, but I was taken aback by the familiar but faint sound of a quack. I jumped out of my seat and looked all around, then looked back at that red-haired clown. Still working hard, his hands twisting and tying. His arms were moving so fast as if he were flying. I thought to myself, no way, this can't be. There was no way this clown was going to surprise me. He smiled and asked, would you please cover your eyes? I did, although I didn't think it was wise. Attention, attention, he announced to the crowd. He then cleared his throat because they were still loud. As the chatter ceased, He asked me to stand. I did. Then he asked me to hold out my hand. I admit I was nervous, but I complied with his request, and he placed in my hand a brown balloon nest. Wait a minute, I blurted. I asked for a bird. He looked at me, smiled, but didn't say a word. Prepare to be amazed. I want you to see. I accepted a challenge, and the win goes to me. What win? Where's the bird? Did you forget about that? Well, what do you know? He pulled a bird from under his hat. The end.
Well. Now I see why all that anticipation was there. That was a wonderful story. Everybody, let's give Regina a hand. And that is her book that she read to us tonight that she birthed from her brain as a result of her teaching with her class, her students. So that is wonderful. We love the story and we love the backstory behind that. That was really, really excellent. And thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. Yes, I see that is a hit. That book is a hit with the crowd tonight. Yes, we are glad to have it. Mr. Jordan, I know you have some things that you want to say to Regina.
Yeah, I'm sure. So one, I know that you're a teacher, so I want to hear about what your experiences have been in Florida. We've had many other teachers that have come up that, I'm sure like you have been holding it down and doing great things. But I also want to hear about this Walden family reunion that we have going on in our virtual village. Like we got the Walden family reunion. We might have a trip revival going on. Looks like we may have a whole bunch of what do you call it, a parent teacher conversations going on. So tell us about these wonderful people that love you so much and love this book, and also just tell us how you've been doing as a teacher in the midst of this pandemic.
Okay, well, I want to say that I have a really large family, and my family, as you can see, they are very supportive. My family does not just extend to the people with my last name. We have a church family, our school family. My dad, he was a teacher. My mom's a teacher. My dad was a youth pastor. So this family it runs really deep. And so that's who you have on here tonight. I do have some of my coworkers, and I have some of my students here. One of them was asking for some extra credit to boost his grade. So I told him he was tonight, and I'll see what I can do. And so
that's a great idea.
That's probably the one who keeps making all the comments because he's really trying to boost that grade.
Feel that.
But this book is special with being a teacher and with us being home since March. It has really given me time to really work and develop my gift. And like I said, I've always been a writer. And so having this time, I said, you know what? I've had this project for about 5 years now, and I really wanted to see it through. And so I used this time to get my book published, found an illustrator. And there's one very special part of this book with which I think really connects my family. My dad, he was quite the artist, and he did start some of the illustrations for me. However, he passed away before I could see this project through. And so what I did was, in the book, I put a little piece of him inside the book. My dad, anytime he would make a Christmas card or a birthday card, he would always draw a picture of him and my mom. And so on the picture on the wall, I don't know if you can see it there, but where is it? Right over here. That's my dad's work right there.
Ah, okay.
Wow, that's
Nice.
beautiful.
Even though he's not here, I still get to have a piece of him with me. He's still a part of my project. So
That is
Wow,
beautiful.
that's
That is.
yeah,
Yeah, that is.
that's so special. That's wonderful. Yeah, to be able to incorporate that. So you just published the book?
yes, ma'am. The book went live on Amazon on April 17th.
All right.
Just a
All
month.
right, yes. Make use of that quarantine time, okay?
Yes.
Yes, that is wonderful. Well, we are so glad that you did. It's a big hit. One of our youth who is here regularly, again, Carter, the historian kid, he is leaving comments saying how much he enjoyed it. And we have some of our regular villagers here saying that they're looking at purchasing the book and how much they really appreciated it. So again, we really value you sharing that with us. Virtual Village 2020 influencer, anything that you would like to say to Miss Regina?
I thought the book was amazing, and I think
you.
it's going to be a really popular hit. And it kind of reminded me of a Cat in the Hat story, and it was very entertaining, and your rhymes made sense, and so it really compelled me to want to buy it. So it was amazing.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for that input. And then, yeah, it's wonderful. So we want to, was there anything else that you wanted to share with us and everybody who's tuned in?
Well, again, I want to say thank you to my village, my supporters who are my family who are tuned in today. I do have a few more projects that I am working on. And so I'm looking forward to coming back and visiting you all here in this virtual village.
Yes, we would love to have you back. And so before you go, we have to do the proper induction. So we must let you know, I have to let you know that you now are officially a member of our literacy gang. Okay. So this literacy is founded on a love of reading, culture, community, and an overall love and support for one another. So you are in this gang. You cannot get out of this gang. So this love is here for you all the time. And that sign up sheet that you use to get here, you are welcome to come back here anytime you want to and read. You are welcome in the comment section because this is your gang. This is our gang, and you are in it. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to add to that, since you brought a little mini literacy gang with you, please, for all of those who have joined with you tonight, take an opportunity, like the Clever Communities in Action page. Each and every one of your followers and family members, they are also welcome to come up here and read. There's a link that we have at the top of the page. They can sign up to the Sign Up Genius so they can come and read books. We're looking for culturally affirming books. And so, spread the love, go back and let folks know that they're welcome here, and we can have our own little Florida chapter of the literacy gang going. So we really appreciate you coming up here tonight and sharing your work, and very impressed about all that you've been doing, because I know it had to be a great deal of dedication for you to be working on this book, having your father's presence with you, and at the same time doing what you're doing with your students and trying to take care of yourself and your family in the midst of this pandemic. So it's just all very impressive, and thank you to your sister for inviting you.
Yes, ditto on that. We really, really appreciate the invitation, and so much love to all of you guys who have tuned in. You guys are a part of this gang as well. Definitely. We are also streaming on YouTube as well. So if you're a YouTube person, make sure that you subscribe to Clever Communities in Action on YouTube. Tell some people about us. And again, as Rodney said, sign up to read with us. We definitely would love to have you here. And if nothing else, be in the comment section and come and join and get this literacy and love every night. And we have books that are for younger children. And then again, on Wednesdays, that is when our teenagers take over and do the programming, and they talk about topics that are relevant to teenagers. So whatever age of youth you have in your family, we got something for you. And every age tunes in. We have from 4-year-old readers and in the audience to all the way up to grown people as readers and tuning in every night. So thank you again so much, Regina. We're so glad that you were referred to us and that you shared the book with us. Please make sure, although a lot of your family members have already done it, which is great. Please make sure that you drop the comments in the comment section as to where people can find your book so that we can go and purchase that and show you love and support. And we look forward to having you back on here. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye. That was wonderful.
It was great book. And, I thought it was very touching how she integrated her father, into the story. I thought that was very touching.
Yes, it really was. Everything about that was great. Even on to the love and the support, because it fits right in with this atmosphere that we have. That's what this is all about. And so for everybody tuning in right now, be sure to click that share button so that more people can get this love and find out about what we have going on here, and so that they can also learn about Regina's book. So that more people, we just want to keep supporting one another and spreading that word. Yes. So again, this is our first night that we're on week 10 again. This is 10 weeks. So ever since the school shut down, the first week, Mr. Jordan and I have been here, sometimes with Miss Tanya, and we have been doing this literacy thing, and we have met some wonderful, wonderful people. We've had a great time building community and sharing culturally affirming literature, learning about books. I thought I knew all the African-American children's books, and boy, was I wrong, because some people have brought some up here that I didn't know about that were great. We have some authors coming up here reading their books. And then we also have had some Clever Communities in Action favorites being read. But this is week 10. 10 weeks. That's quite a thing. That is quite a time that we've been getting to know each other right now. And every week, every night just gets better and better and better. So let's see. Shania is asking for the link to sign up. We definitely can send it to you, but also Pumpkin, if you go when we finish tonight, if you scroll up to the top of the page, you can find that link right there. It's pinned at the top of the page, and it's always there. So anybody who would like to read, it's always pinned at the top. Okay. Now I found out from my cousin who is going to be signing up that for the last couple of days it was not pinned. So my bad on that, but it is back in its special place. It's pinned at the top. So what's on your mind, Ayana?
So I'm just so excited. It's just amazing watching you guys week after week, day after day, just be able to push culturally affirming literature and also exposing the greatness, in our culture from, in different people, and bringing that out of people. So that's amazing to see.
Yes, you all are amazing. So I don't know if you saw it, Rodney, but over the weekend, so I will give you a little bit of insight, everybody, about some things going on here. So, our teams are doing an internship right now. There are Virtual Village 2020 influencers. And so they come up with the treatment, the topics, the whole rundown for their show on Wednesdays. They've had one that, they've had one show thus far that they've done. And I sent them some topics over the weekend, and I'm going to be fully transparent. 3/4 of the reason why I sent the topics were because these are some bright young people. And I was like, I want to hear what they think about these particular topics. And I just randomly emailed it. Their treatment was not due to us until Monday morning. So the other fourth of it was because I was like, well, are they going to have it done? Maybe I need to throw something out there, to help them, to push them along the way or something, along those sorts. Well, Monday morning, this morning, they send us their outline for their show. And I was like, I've been overruled. I've been vetoed. And it's great because they came up with their own topics. And they're really, really wonderful. I cannot wait until Wednesday so you guys can see what they decided for you all, what they're going to be talking about. They are the voice of our youth from the perspective of our youth. And it's everything that you want, everything that you need. What I haven't seen going on right now is something that's needed and missed. But Ayana, without giving away what you guys are going to be talking about, tell us a little bit about that. Like I sent y'all some things and then y'all came back with your own thing. And I was like, man, I like this veto. I feel good.
Okay, so originally after we got off the Zoom meeting, I believe it was Wednesday, And once you send out the email telling us, when we need to have things to do, we kind of have a group chat. And so we talk about and we throw ideas out. And then we just all came to a census about what we wanted to talk about Wednesday. And then we had it, already set up. And then Kalia sent it to you Monday, well, today. And so we had it done way before then, but yes.
Wow. Well, I was super impressed. So I'm sending you guys things and you already had it together. And I love it. And I told you all, I have sent, I sent some of the topics that I had for you all. I screenshotted it and sent it to a couple of my friends. And they're like, ooh, I want to hear what they're going to say about that. And I'm looking forward to that. And then when Kalia sent what you guys were actually doing, they were like, they need to be in the White House trying to figure out what we need to do as far as the stimulus package. And like they said, you need to be solving real world problems. Y'all need some work that's actually on your level. And I was like, you know what? I think you're right.
So when I saw it, I had a little bit of mercy and felt a little bad for you. As a parent, you get so used to being ignored all the time, and spending all this great effort and trying to steer children in a certain direction, and then they just slap you and go on and decide they're going to do their own thing. So I thought it was kind of funny, but it also was very impressive with in this short period of time how they have just gel together as a team and have their own vision. And, they listen and they're hearing us. But one of the things that we said to them from the beginning was that we wanted them to lead us, to lead the world, to let everybody know what it is that they have on their mind and directions that they think that the community should be taking. So, what's the old saying? Be careful what you ask for. Well, we asked for it. And these influencers are taking over just like we hoped they would do. So not only are they taking over Wednesday, seems like they're taking over quite a bit, and it's just it's great to see them again being able to do this in just a short period of time when they're getting to know one another. And as I saw, looks like Ayana's little sister is on here, and they're still doing all the things that they talked about when they were introduced in terms of not only trying to take care of their own schoolwork, but supporting their siblings if they have siblings in the household, supporting their families, and all the other things that they talked about. So it was pretty much amazing. But it's just something that we're just going to have to deal with as our influencer children have decided that the parents are too old and too behind the scenes for them, and they're just going to go on and do what they have to do. You just learn to adjust. Just learn to live with it.
That was the best for me because I said, if y'all like it, use it. If you want to remix it, or if not, carry on. And it was very impressive to see that they already had something ready. Like that's what you want. To me, that's how it should be because it was put together well. What they're going to have for you guys is super interesting. They didn't just throw anything our way. They were prepared, and that's what you want. Like when I sent that, what y'all did, I screenshotted that as well and sent it to, like I said, I sent it to my friends, and they were like, man. So I said, I'm happy to be vetoed here. Like that's what you want. That's exactly. And that 1/4 of me that was like, well, let me make sure I don't have to do that. I see with y'all, I don't have to do that y'all on it. In all fairness, though, I will say that they did say they liked my topics.
Yeah, we did.
Just so let me give you a little secret. So the children know they have to say something nice to the parents, so the parents' feelings won't get hurt, and that their little stipend doesn't get cut off. So it was very nice.
No stipends cut off, but it's totally up to them. I like what you guys are bringing, so it feels good to be able to get in the passenger seat. I like, and especially with it being you all speaking for our youth, the generation to come. At a certain point, you start thinking about, okay, the young people are behind me. I'm on the track of growing older in that direction, and I want to see that what's coming behind me is something that makes me feel comfortable. Making sure that we're doing our part to make to create a great space for you guys. But also, in addition to that, it feels great. Like, we're trying to create a great space for you, but then seeing that you guys are coming and you're going to take the reins and you're going to do something great. And so that really, really makes us feel good. And I keep telling you all, you are bringing a lot of joy to a lot of people and instilling a lot of happiness, comfort, hope, and everything. So we'll keep doing our job and y'all keep doing yours. And it's just a beautiful thing across the generations. So are you reading tonight, or
No, I'm reading tomorrow.
You're reading tomorrow. Okay. So Mr. Jordan, are you 44 in it, or are we gonna go ahead and
No, I'm not going to 44, but I do want to just take a moment, for a lot of us in Virginia and in different parts of the country. Tomorrow is Tuesday. It's an election day. So I always want to encourage people to get out to vote. I shared with you all before that, I keep this book with me and near me. This book is Fearless. It's about Evelyn Thomas Butts, who is a voting rights heroine and leader here in Virginia and around the country. She was the plaintiff in a lawsuit that helped to abolish Virginia's poll tax. My Uncle Joe Jordan was her attorney, and they went before the United States Supreme Court and worked with Thurgood Marshall and others and had the poll tax eliminated. She was also very much active in a lot of causes, including education. So yesterday was the anniversary of the Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas case. So I'm not going to read this. I read some of this once before, but I did want to just share it again and let folks know that they can go and get a copy of this book, Fearless. And the subtitle is How a Poor Virginia Seamstress Took on Jim Crow, Beat the Poll Tax, and Changed Her City Forever. So in light of Brown v. Board and a lot of elections going on around the country and definitely here locally, just wanted to uplift Fearless as a great book for folks to pick up and read and learn a lot about our history and what our ancestors did, and especially African-American women, who often are so overlooked, unfortunately, in the civil rights movement, but really have always been the bedrock. And so Evelyn Butts is one of those individuals who was and is a bedrock. And I just wanted to uplift that for us tonight and share that again with the village.
She has a street named after her.
Yes.
Norfolk.
Yes. Yeah, so she was very active in that part of the community, the Rosemont community. And so at one time, there were some efforts to bulldoze that community, as so many parts of Norfolk and parts of African-American communities around the country. That whole saying about Negro removal and land loss comes from that history of African-American communities either being bulldozed or highways being run through the communities and splitting the communities. And so Ms. Butts worked in and lived in the Oakwood section of Norfolk, and the Evelyn T. Butts Avenue runs through Oakwood, and that's named after her for not only the great work that she did in terms of voter mobilization, education, and registration, but also the great work that she did in the community.
Thank you for that education and for always being a champion for Black women, the community at large, and our city at large, but particularly the way that you go in for Black women, because like you said, when it comes to movements, a lot of times Black women we are not given the shine. We do not know about all the women who did phenomenal and necessary work during those times. And Rodney makes sure that these women are highlighted and that we know about them as well. And for that, we really, really appreciate you, and for so many things. And we know that tonight is a very, very busy and important night for you. And even still, you are making sure that you are here the night before the elections. And as Mr. Jordan has stated, and as one of our virtual village influencers stated, local elections are super important.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Local elections are super important. Make sure your voice is heard tomorrow at the polls. And that's one of our influencers, and her mother is running in the city of Newport News. So we have these wonderful, impactful people who are running. You guys make sure that you go out and you make your voice heard, that we exercise our right to vote and put people in who we know who are going to get the job done. So go out and vote tomorrow. Please make sure that you do that. And Bridget said, Rodney is always educating. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, to the family, this is all about you all. You make this environment what it is. Like, we started out with this to keep literacy and education going, but the wonderful people who tune in every night and show the love and the support to us, to everybody who is reading, to our influencers. Oh my gosh, the way you all show up when our young people are reading, the way you show up when our influencers came through, we really, really appreciate. That's what makes this be what it is. So all that love you give to us, we're giving it right back to you. This has just really become a phenomenal thing. And was there anything else that you wanted to say, Ayana?
Nope. I just thank everyone for the love and support continuously, night after night. And yeah.
Great. And what about you, Mr. Jordan?
Yeah, I agree with Ayana. I think the support is great. You know, I want to thank Miss Regina again for coming on tonight and really setting a great example of how the network works. You know, we don't know if we know her sister. All right. At least I don't know if I know her sister, but I do know that, you know, by her sister reaching out to her, she's now connected parts of Florida to our virtual village and to the literacy game. And now we have all these additional individuals who are excited and can share what they've heard and what they've experienced here tonight. And it's very interesting, you know, since we have Ayana up here, that Miss Regina said that she happened to come on Teen Takeover Night. And it was Teen Takeover Night that inspired her to want to be a part of this platform. So you just never know who you touch. You know, we know we're dealing with a lot of physical social distancing, but it's nice to be able to connect with one another virtually in this way and share the great love of literacy and share the great love of African-American authors and culturally affirming literature. The only last thing I wanted to say to you, Ms. Starr, is I know that there's one young man that probably would have been very upset if you didn't play that theme song, and that's Chancellor, because, you know, he demands that theme song be played. So I want to make sure that we took care of Chance tonight if he's watching, because he loves that theme song. And so every time I hear it, I think of him.
Yeah, well, with that said, you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I have one more thing to say. So I know Mr. Rodney Jordan is too humble to say it, but
no. Take him out of here.
He's running for school board tomorrow, and I would appreciate if you go out and vote for him.
So I appreciate you saying.
For our educational system in Norfolk, and I hope he will continue to serve on the board to do a lot more.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but I have been intentional about this. This is really a platform about you and about children, and it's not a platform about me or my political activities. So I appreciate you acknowledging that, but I really have been intentional about not mixing the two. But I thank you for those kind words.
Excellent. And on that note, you all have a wonderful evening. Listen to the youth, and we're out. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Look, mommy, community in action. What on my little sound of that? Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. But on my little sound of that. Creative, affirming, and culture for me too. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Learning, exploring about history, you see. Look, mommy, a little sound of that. We confident, we practice in the those influency. Look, daddy, a little sound of that. Families, they bonding, they representing me. Look, granny, a little sound of that. Look, I'm here, a little sound of that. Nice, I see a little sound of that.
So reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while we represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down where they have to sit. Who reliable, culturally relevant. Sit back and listen to the wisdom while you represent. So reliable, culturally relevant. Readers to leaders, they hold it down, yeah, they have to sit.
Look, mommy, give me the read in action. Well, on my left side of that. Look, daddy, there's a book for me too. Well, on my left side of that. Creative, affirmative culture for me too. Look, Brandy, let's